2 of our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame extravaganza on What Difference Does It Make?
Thanks, Holly. Good to be here. We talked about a number of the artists last week, and now we're going to continue. The ceremony is end of March?
March 29th.
All right, so we're celebrating...
Brexit.
We're celebrating all these artists. We're not celebrating Brexit, but we're celebrating
we're not.
The artists that we love so much. We love all these artists, so let's get started on this.
Janet Jackson.
Yes, because she's been around for, since she was a baby.
She's been around for a long time, but when was her first song, her first album? I don't have the discography.
She came up with an album that, much like Alanis Morissette, Janet Jackson came out with an album that Jagged Little Pill that wasn't her first album, but it was kind of defined as her debut album.
Yes.
Yeah. So Janet Jackson had an album that came out a long time ago, and then Control came out, and that was like, I am here. This is
right.
The defining moment. So that's kind of what's been assumed as her debut album, but it wasn't.
Yes and no. But remember, so Control was from 1986, but that album, Control, was in response to others having to, she's in control of her own life with this record, but she was making other music where she felt she wasn't in control of it or of her life. So
correct.
I don't know what the album was before Control, but
ironically, I think Control was deemed as a Terry Jam and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis type production, and not really Janet Jackson. I think
that was
yes.
Yeah. Are you a fan?
Great album. Oh yes. How can you not be? Right. How can you not love Control and Rhythm Nation? I think we're defining.
Yeah, we are going to see her. We're going to see her when she does her residency in Las Vegas this summer, and that is at the suggestion of my Ari, who happens to be a big fan.
As he should be.
Yeah. So that's going to be very exciting. She's going to put on a fantastic show. It's amazing. She had she just had a baby a couple of years ago. She was 50. 50!
Well, that ain't right. But anyway.
No, that's fine. But
it's okay. It is science.
Yes.
That's the only way she had. That's the only way she had that baby.
Okay. So her 3 studio albums: Control, Rhythm Nation 1814, and Janet. Period.
1814. Do you know what that?
No.
I think that's Rhythm Nation. That's R is the 18th letter and N is the 14th letter.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
I don't know why I know that, but that's stupid that I know that. But I think that's why it was 1814.
Huh. That's the things you remember.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, 14, N, O, P, Q, R, 18.
Well, that would be backwards then.
Oh, wait.
Because the R is first.
R is 18, 14. Oh, my God. Okay, go ahead. Finish what you were going to say, then I'll read from Wikipedia on her first couple records.
So those 3 albums, she had at least...
Wait, which was the third? I'm sorry, Control, Rhythm
Nation, 1814, and Janet, period.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
At least 5 top 10 singles in the U.S. from each of those 3 albums, which even Michael didn't match that.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite a run.
Yeah. She's super talented. I mean, obviously.
Before then, what led to Control was, it says, when Jackson was 16, her father and manager, Joe Jackson, arranged a contract for her with A&M Records. Her debut album, Janet Jackson, was released in 1982 and overseen by Joe. Peaked at number 63. It says Jackson herself was the highest-ranking female vocalist on the Billboard year-end Black Album Artists. Doesn't say a lot for women in the year 1982. Jackson's second album, Dream Street, was released 2 years later, reached number 147 on the Billboard 200. It did okay. Both albums consisted primarily of bubblegum pop music, and then Control came out. And again, it's Joe. Once you wrest control away from your dad, there's a lot of those stories. But
she was not allowed to call him dad.
I believe that.
She said in an interview, he said, "I'm Joseph to you. You do not call me dad."
Yeah, whatever. All right.
He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. I do remember little Janet Jackson there was that, did you remember the Jackson 5 variety show?
Oh, I didn't remember. No, only from Good Times. I only remember her from Good Times. Oh, yeah, that's right.
She was on Good Times.
Yeah, no, I don't remember before that.
Yeah, she was kind of the sassy younger sister, of course.
She was also on Different Strokes.
I think I do vaguely remember that.
Mm-hmm. And, well, of course, in the movie, she was really good in Poetic Justice also. The John Singleton film, remember?
Yeah. Really good.
And I saw Tupac Shakur says, and I guess some of the other actors also in the movie, he said that Janet made him take an HIV test before she would kiss him. But John Singleton said the story was a publicity stunt.
I understand. I still think about, I can't remember who it was. I still remember the cover of Rolling Stone in my head, where she, her hands up and someone's holding her boobs.
Yeah.
No one knew who it was. But
do we know now who it was?
It was her then unknown husband.
What's his name? Renee something, right?
Yes, Renee Elizondo Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, she had tremendous, even past Janet. Period.
Yeah.
The Velvet Rope was a great album.
Yeah.
And yeah, she did so many. And unfortunately, the one unfortunate incident is the Super Bowl.
I know.
Which
that's not right. That's not right. But people are always going to say what they're going to say. But she got the shorter end of the stick for sure on that.
Oh, totally. They blamed her, and Justin Timberlake comes back and gets to perform on the Super Bowl, and Janet Jackson is a pariah.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, she's that's good that she's a mom now, and she's touring. She's doing a residency in Vegas.
I'm pretty excited. It's funny. I was not a huge. I mean, I always appreciated her, and I liked her, and I was a moderate fan. But I'm really excited to see her.
Oh, you should be.
Yeah.
I might join you.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Okay. Who is inducting her? A contemporary artist, someone who recently performed on the Grammys, and is a phenomenal solo artist
Billie Eilish?
in her own right. No, a little bit older. Someone inspired by Janet Jackson. You might not think directly, but like once I say the name, you'll go, "Oh, yeah, good choice."
I can't even remember. It's been a month? I can't remember who performed on the Grammys.
All right, so it will be Janelle Monáe.
Oh, that's another great choice.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I want that job of matching up artists,
That's fun. I don't know. Would you do a good job?
Well, no, I can't. Yes.
Okay.
No.
That's a good answer.
All right. Who's next?
Who's next? Okay. Next on the list. All right. So let's see. Yeah, we got Janet Jackson. We did Roxy Music and the Zombies. And we did
so it's either
Stevie Nicks. Okay. So that brings us to a band from the 80s.
Oh, well,
yes.
I mean,
we're talking
there
Def
are two
Leppard.
from the 80s.
Well, we're talking Def Leppard.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
Okay, Def Leppard.
Definitely from the 80s, right?
Definitely from the 80s.
That's where they struck. Do you know? All right, you've got all the notes. Why DEF? And that was before like Def Jam and things like that. Please do.
Well, I don't. They originally spelled their name Def Leppard as in DEAFLEOPARD, but I guess they got the idea after hearing Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Lead. I don't know. They just changed the spelling of lead.
I mean,
lead. They changed the spelling of the word, so Def Leppard just changed. That's all I know about it. I mean, I don't know any greater story than that.
No, I mean, there's a history of misspelling words.
Yes.
Led Zeppelin, apparently.
Def Leppard.
The Beatles did that. Everyone misspelled the Beatle when you had this talk about a bug. You spelled it BEATLES.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not the right way to spell Beatles.
No.
Correct.
Yes. Do you know that's funny? Def Leppard. I can't get it out of my head. When I read Def Leppard, the way it sounds in my head. Do you remember in college we had a professor?
I'm going to already say no, but go ahead.
Because you don't remember anything. We had a professor named Dr. Leps.
Okay.
He was I think he was German.
Yes.
But I don't remember what the context was, why he would ever have mentioned. He was this older, larger, distinguished man with not really distinguished. He was kind of like slothy looking. But why he would have even mentioned the name of the
Shout out to Mr. Leps.
Dr. Leps.
Dr. Leps.
Yeah. He called them Def Leppard. That's how he pronounced it. Because that's what it looks like. Leppard. Leppard. Or maybe it was the French influence.
I don't know.
So that's what I hear when I read the name.
Is leopard? Because I don't know how to spell leopard. Is that do they spell leopard?
Leopard is leopard.
Okay.
I'm like a leopard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that does not. Yeah. Yes, you're. Now that you say it, obviously that's how you spell leopard. So they just messed with the entire spelling.
Yeah, I guess they were inspired by Led Zeppelin.
But Zeppelin is spelled correct.
Yes, but lead is not. Well, lead
Right.
is in if you were
Right.
if you had led somebody, but I don't think
Right.
I think it was actually supposed to be a lead zeppelin, like
I
a
know.
zeppelin made out of lead.
I know Keith Moon came up with the name, but I don't know.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know
the
that.
heavy and light
Oh,
Led Zeppelin. That's
oh,
There you go.
it's very
Yeah.
drug induced
yes,
sounding.
exactly. I'm sure Def Leppard was also imbibing.
Yeah, you think they?
All right, can you name the number one song from Def Leppard?
Photograph.
No, Photograph.
Hysteria?
That was their first hit in 1983. That reached number 12.
What song? Wait, let me, because I actually
It was in the 80s.
a fan at the time. Hysteria.
Hysteria reached number 10. It is not Pour Some Sugar on Me, which reached
That would
number
surprise me.
2.
That wouldn't have surprised me.
Right.
Okay.
That was their so their top hits. They had Armageddon It.
Not my favorite.
Armageddon. I can't even say that without laughing. Armageddon It, as I keep proving. That reached number 3. Pour Some Sugar on Me reached number 2. The song that reached number 1,
Yes, Casey, tell me.
Love Bites.
Oh, of course, the ballad, the power ballad.
Always go with the power ballad.
Yeah, that didn't even occur to me. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Was that on Hysteria or High and Dry?
Probably High and Dry. This was in 88, so you know better than I do. What was their album from 1988?
88.
Oh, I think Hysteria, because Hysteria reached number 10. So yeah, this was all in 88. Hysteria, Pour Some Sugar on Me, Love Bites. 88 was a really, and then they had Armageddon. That was a really good year. 88.
Yeah, that was.
All from Hysteria, and produced by Robert Muttling. So you were a fan. I mean, you must have loved them. This was Holly and
Steve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
88, 89.
Yep. Those were our prime years.
Right.
It was all downhill since then, musically at least.
Nice.
Just kidding. They had quite an interesting history. Quite a Rick Allen, the drummer, lost his arm,
Yes.
and that was in 1984. So that was like even before their heyday. But his arm was ripped off by the seatbelt. That's how he lost his arm. He was in an accident.
Was he was not drunk though, or was he? Because I seem to think that
I
alcohol had a lot to do with Def Leppard's early career. They were
Yeah, well, their guitarist Steve Clark died of a drug and alcohol overdose in '91.
Yeah.
But if he was, that wasn't publicized, so I don't know. But it was cool. I mean, did you see him play after he plays with the computer assisted drum kit?
It's pretty impressive.
It is
It's
really
craziness.
impressive.
Like he did not give up.
Yeah.
That's what's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he kept going.
He could easily have given up.
Oh,
No.
totally.
Yeah.
He could have, even gotten more to the bottle after that.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So yeah, I'm.
Yeah, and they still play around too.
Yeah, they do. They're playing. Aren't they also playing in Vegas?
They're doing a residency.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing a residency.
Shall we go?
I would go to that. I've been told that Def Leppard are really good live. I've never seen Def Leppard.
Yeah. My Ari would not go. He wouldn't go, and he was a fan at the time.
After he sees Janet Jackson for the third or fourth or fifth, he likes to go to the same shows. So if you tire, then maybe we'll go see Def Leppard.
So this is funny. Wait, I'm going to tell you one more thing,
Okay.
this is the first time I'd ever heard anything like this. There's this thing. So a lot of British bands move out of England when they become famous because they're very heavily taxed.
Correct. Yes.
So they call it they become a tax exile. Have you ever heard that term?
Tax it. Okay.
So yes, so Def
makes
Leppard did this in '84. They moved to Ireland so that they could keep more of their money.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, give it to me.
Okay. This will be fun.
I wish I could make you guess some of this.
No, I know. But this is someone you admire tremendously.
Oh.
Okay. You kind of saw a story of his life last year that was played out in the movies. And
I think I'm better when we do this at 10 in the morning as opposed to 2 in the afternoon.
Come on. Your brain should be functioning now.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Really?
I got to go to sleep.
You're back in 88 and it's you're at class and it's a 2:00 class. Like I'm
done.
I'm out. I got nothing left.
My prime hours are 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm just kidding.
Wow, I'm glad. All right.
Okay, tell me. So
Come on. He's a guitarist, and his life was played out last year in a film that was saluted this year during the Oscars.
Brian May?
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Wow, I like that.
Okay.
That doesn't seem an obvious choice to me.
Okay.
So
Yes.
very good.
Yes, so there you go. Brian May is inducting Def Leppard.
Excellent. Something to look forward to.
Yes, indeedly do. Okay. All right, so we got 2 artists left.
Are you saving my best for last, or are you going with?
Yes,
I don't know if they're
we'll save the best for last for you. And this
hearing Vanessa Williams.
and this one is I guess would be my favorite, which is Radiohead.
I would have guessed. So yeah. So have you seen them?
Many, 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 many times. Too many times.
Yeah, too many. I don't
Well,
think it could be too many.
Yeah, they're a great live band. I can't think of another band besides like Alanis Morissette or Janet Jackson, who Pablo Honey was great. Was a good. No, it was a fine record. It's good. It contained Creep.
Yes.
And I remember my wife actually was the one who told me about Creep. She came in and said, I just heard this song. This is an amazing song. You're going to love this song. And it was Creep. Like, oh, okay. Well, that's
Wow.
interesting. And I kind of blew them off as a one-hit wonder. Like, oh, okay. Well, they were good. Whatever. And then the album was fine. And then the Bends came out. Like, wow, and I actually didn't listen to it originally because I was like, all right, this is their farewell record because it's not going to do anything. But it came out, and eventually a number of people were like, oh, you have to listen to this. And I gave it a listen, like, oh, wow, this is really good. And that was the Bends. I love that.
Yeah.
And then OK Computer came out, and in my head just exploded because it was just one of the greatest albums I'd heard. Kind of, remind me of Pink Floyd and, just guitar, or just these arrangements are something that I'd never heard in a rock song before. Just very intricate. It was kind of prog rock, but it was alternative. Yeah. It was a little everything. And I thought it was just insane. And so that's when I became like a huge fan. I remember seeing them.
Wow.
And so that album was brilliant. Kid A came out, and they kind of abandoned the guitar, but I still love, like, oh, this is interesting. They're making turning in this direction. And then they, famously they had, when In Rainbows came out, they had a Name Your Own Price for that.
Oh yeah.
Where you pay whatever you want and we'll give it to you.
Yeah. How much did you pay?
Well, because I was a huge fan and a little crazy, I bought like their packet. They had like a box set, and sight unheard. I hadn't heard one song from it. I laid down like all this money for this like vinyl package, and I'm still very happy that I did. I thought it's still that's one of my favorite albums too. And Rainbows was amazing, and it was just kind of set the tone for the music industry. I'm like, okay, how are we going to release music now?
Yeah.
So
what year was that?
That was, I think it was like 2007, might have been 2008. It was right around that area. But I remember being excited because I had already paid for it. And then all of a sudden, like at midnight, it all came down in one, like came out. And like everyone's like, people were freaking because they had this fanatical following.
Hardcore fans.
Yeah, people were like, it's here, it's, and so everyone was kind of listening at the same time. And so those were great moments. They, just.
This brings fans together. It creates that sense of community too.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, their concerts became legendary. Really great. Johnny Greenwood is just an amazing arranger and guitarist. He's done soundtracks. And I really admire his work. I mean, it's one of those bands. I think I still know all the members of the band's names.
That's the true test, right?
So anyway, they're very good band, and of course, Tom York is just a unique, such a unique talent, and he's doing soundtracks now. I think he just recently did Suspiria. I believe he is not going to be at the Rock Hall because of prior commitments, and he doesn't,
or because he's trippy and just
he doesn't. Yeah,
it's not his thing.
It's not his thing, and he's doing something else. And he was available for the Oscars. Like I think I read an article saying Tom is available to perform at the Oscars, or like he left that date open, but I think he left he planned something else to do something else during the Rock Hall ceremony.
Will the rest of the band be there?
I don't know.
I've seen them only once.
You did see it. Okay.
I saw them once. I saw them, and I'm wondering if I've ever told you this story before.
Please enlighten.
I think it was right after the Benz was released, so like 95.
It was. Yeah.
95.
That's about right.
Maybe
that's about right.
With a friend of mine, I wasn't real. I knew them. I knew some of their music. I don't even know if I would say fan, but a friend of mine who I knew through business was visiting from Australia, and he said, "Hey, Radiohead's playing at the Wiltern Theater, which is one of the greatest
That's where
venues."
I first saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same year.
No, well, that was the OK Computer tour.
Okay, so after so we go down there. We didn't have tickets. We go down there, and we're I guess 95. I was 30, and he's roughly the same age. So we were actually weirdly felt on the older side of the crowd that was there.
Yeah.
And we were standing. We were just kind of looking around for tickets, and this man came up to us, an older man, and he just looked at us and he said, "Hey, I have 2 tickets. My daughter can't come to the show. Do you want them? You look like nice people. Do you want them?" And he gave us these tickets. We did not pay for them, and we were sitting in the 6th row center.
Nice. Wow. Yeah.
And it was a great. I mean, it was. I was probably overwhelmed at the time because I hadn't seen anything like them, and he's just he's an interesting performer.
Yeah, very interesting performer.
Yeah.
No, he's great, and I mean, we won't get into his dancing, which is. I mean, as a dancer, he's a great lyricist.
Yeah, he's not a dancer.
He's not, but that doesn't stop him. He feels the music and he just moves to it.
And as it should be. We should not be.
We should all dance like Tom York.
Yeah.
Just like nobody's watching.
Exactly.
And just look like crazy man.
Yeah.
The whole band are just extremely talented musicians. I think they've all done like individual solo work and just
the artist as much as
they are true artists, and so well deserved. Who is inducting Radiohead? Another true artist, someone who Radiohead was influenced by. This band came. He's the leader of the band that is no longer around, but from New York, played CBGBs a lot. And exploded from there. They had a great concert film.
Are they a British band or
no? From New York.
Oh, they're from New York.
Yeah,
okay.
Played CBGBs.
The Ramones?
No, keep going. Think Radiohead. Think art rock band.
If I was asking you these questions, you would get them all, just like our.
No, well, that's
because you're good at this.
Well,
can you give me another clue?
I mean, he's a solo artist now and still reinventing the live show and the theater show, and I'm sure still inspiring Tom York in what he does. He's worked in film, he's written a book, very, very influential artist named David Byrne.
Oh, that's very good. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I get that. Artistic and,
Yes. I get that.
Okay, good choice.
I think
good choice.
I really like that choice. I'm very happy with that choice.
Okay.
All right, so let's end it with your band.
With my band, The Cure.
The Cure. Go ahead.
As if anybody who's ever listened to even one of our podcasts would have to.
I mean, they're finally in there. There's so many others that are not in there. We can name the Smiths, Devo, Depeche Mode, Bjork, Outkast, Sonic Youth, Pixies, Nine Inch Nails. None of those artists are in there.
Were you just making a list of artists you'd like to see inducted?
I happen to see a list of artists that are not in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of them are on the top of my head.
Hell?
It's craziness.
Not sure that it's a great process.
It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But it's nice that these artists some artists are recognized, and The Cure.
Do not try to detract from The Cure's induction right now.
Certainly, no, they got in. So congratulations to The Cure. Why are they here? I don't know. You tell me.
Why are they here?
Yes.
Why are they here? For so many reasons. This isn't a reason, but I'm going to tell you something which is really funny, which I did not know. Do you watch South Park?
Oh yeah, I remember the Disintegration where they're screaming, "Disintegration was the greatest album of all time."
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about. He actually appeared on the show.
Oh yeah, I know, but that
as himself is that this? That wasn't this.
That's that same episode. But that's my favorite line. As Robert Smith of the Cure, they always refer to him as Robert Smith of the Cure. Hey, Robert Smith of the Cure, how are you doing? But yeah, the final line of as he's walking into the sunset, they're yelling at him, "Disintegration was the greatest album of all time."
I didn't know that.
I say that sometimes, and I agree.
I know you do.
That's my favorite.
It makes me happy that you have a favorite Cure album.
Okay.
No, they were. I mean, from the beginning, from their humble beginnings. This is again not a reason, but these interesting facts. Some of these interesting facts that I'm just learning that I did not know, even though I've been a fan for many years. But I was reading some of their personal stuff, and there was 3 of them that formed the band in '76.
Can you name
the band
members?
members?
You're looking at the list. So
No, I'm not. I'm. This is.
Give me one other number.
Lol Tolhurst.
Let's see. Okay, that was the one I know. I know Lull because of Laugh Out Loud. Because that's the only reason I remember Lull.
Really?
Yeah, Lull.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah. That's the only person I know. Is he still in the band? Is Lull still in there?
Well, interestingly, they had a lot of ups and downs. But so Robert Smith and Lol Tolhurst have been friends since they were 5. They met when they were 5 years old. So I think it was really weird. There was a period of time where they kind of kicked him out of the band because of his alcohol and drug issues. I think that would be a really hard thing. I always think of the personnel issues, like when you're friends, when you're a band, not just come together as musicians, but when you're friends, how hard it would be to,
It's a marriage.
Yeah.
It's literally a marriage because you're working together and you see your good and bad sides all the time.
So this was in 89. They said, you got to get out. We're done with you. But he filed a lawsuit, but he lost in 94. And then he joined the band again in 2011.
Can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. So they kind of buried the hatchet. Did you know Robert Smith that he was originally he was asked to do the soundtrack for Edward Scissorhands?
He looks like Edward Scissorhands.
He did. Johnny Depp based his hair on Robert Smith's hair.
Makes perfect sense,
doesn't it? You would, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, they changed actually. The name at first was the Obelisk. Obelisk? How do you say that?
Yeah, I think it's
Obelisk. And then Malice, then Easy Cure.
Yeah.
And then they just, became The Cure. I don't know. I like, I only knew them as goth. I always think of them as goth.
Yes.
But then they kind of, when Love Cats came out, 1983, they sort of, a lot of people referred to them, critics, as a little more poppy, a more pop band, which is just weird to me because I just think.
Oh, they had a lot of pop songs.
I know they did, but they're still goth.
As I have the list.
Well, Friday I'm in Love. Name more pop songs?
No, name their biggest hit from the 80s. It came from the 80s. It reached actually up to number 2.
Boys Don't Cry?
No.
Not Just Like Heaven?
No, Just Like Heaven was 40.
No, give it to me.
It was a love song.
Oh, Love Song. Yes, I did see that, which is...
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
That was their only top 10 hit.
That's so crazy.
Well, but they had a lot. I mean, a lot of, because we listened to K-rock and alt-rock, it was always on the radio. They were always being played.
That's the thing. That kind of stuff always freaks me out. Songs that you fall in love with, that you think, that you listen to over and over, or you hear on K-rock or any, all of the other alternative stations that you might have listened to, of which there were none. But you think they're bigger hits than they are because you hear them because of the impact that they have on you.
Yeah. But even though these weren't hits, I mean, they, like just much like disco or anything. I mean, these are songs that just over time, they're
ingrained in you.
Right, exactly. So even if someone wasn't listening to K-rock, they know the song Friday I'm in Love.
Yeah.
They know. Yeah.
I know you like that song.
Sure.
It's not one of my favorite songs.
Well, but it is just a wonderful song. I mean, it's a great pop song. So it's Just Like Heaven. So is Pictures of You. Pictures of You is amazing.
Pictures of You. We talked about this.
Yeah, Lullaby is great. I mean,
I know
Disintegration was a great album. Why are you fighting me on this?
I'm not. It just wasn't my favorite. Head on the Door.
Fascination Street.
Yes.
Come on.
I know it was great.
Right.
It doesn't detract from the album itself. I love the album, but you asked me my favorite.
All right.
But you're right.
Your favorite, was
Head on the Door. Well,
that was a greatest hits record, I believe.
No.
Staring
at the Sea was the greatest hits. Head on the Door was the. Do I have that backwards?
Head on the Door.
Staring at the Beach
That was
Slash
the greatest
Staring
hit.
at the Sea was the greatest hits
Right.
album.
Okay. Oh, Head on the Door is your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'll allow that.
But as since you and I have been talking about, ever since I've been talking to you about The Cure and how you've really harped on Disintegration, I've come to appreciate it more.
Oh, well, yeah.
So thank you for that.
Okay,
Now who's inducting them?
Oh, I'll give you a hint.
Oh, were you going to tell me more? Were you going to tell me more fun facts about The
No,
Cure
I don't
that
need
I might
to tell
not
you
know?
any more fun facts. That's fine. You know everything you need to
No, obviously I don't.
all right. Here's the fun fact. What band was Robert Smith touring with in the early 80s?
As a member of or with?
As a touring member of this band, led by a female.
Oh, Susie?
Susie
Yeah.
Sue.
Susie and the Banshees.
Yes. There's your fun
Yeah.
fact. The person inducting The Cure is a guy who is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but he should. And I mentioned him earlier in my list of artists that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I should have listened
This is
more
clearly
closely.
also a kind of a goth artist. Started out like that. Music's a little harder edged than The Cure. It still has these dark overtones to it. He's also done some soundtracks to a number of films.
Oh, so it's not
He's
Depeche
won an
Mode.
Oscar, unlike Tom York. He won an Oscar. I think Johnny Greenwood also won an Oscar for There Will Be Blood. This artist, for The Social Network, he got an Oscar.
The person who's inducting?
The person who's inducting.
Oh, my God.
He is, although it's kind of like Chrissy Hind is the Pretenders, this man is the band.
I haven't guessed any of these.
That's all right.
Another clue?
Another clue.
Mm-hmm.
I think his first hit was Head Like a Hole.
Trent Reznor?
Yes, Trent Reznor.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's an interesting...
It's a great choice. Very inspiring
Yeah.
choice.
I'm not supposed to use the word interesting. Sorry. I'm going to
Inspired.
replace that.
Yeah.
That's an inspired choice.
There you go. Yeah. No, I think,
Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's spot on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
someone who, I mean, Trent is our age. Janet Jackson's our age too, which, as I was thinking about, which is also scary when artists our age are starting to enter the rock hole. But yeah, okay, you've got something to say.
No, you know what freaked me out? This is weird. So the drummer, Andy Anderson, was the drummer
For The Cure?
for The Cure,
Okay.
who just died. Remember a couple of weeks ago he died?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you did not know this?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Sad. But he was 68. And Lowell Tolhurst, sorry, was the keyboardist. I
Keyboard.
spaced on that.
Okay.
But yeah, he was 68 years old. I didn't realize, maybe he was an older, I don't know how old Robert Smith is now.
Robert Smith, well, let's see. Well, they started in the 80s. So he's,
No, 76 they formed.
okay, so he's, yeah, but he was a
So he could be
teenager
60.
there.
He could be 60.
He's getting there. Robert Smith will be turning 60 next month, April 21st.
Yeah, I was right. April's a great month for a birthday.
Okay. It says years active, 1972 to present.
That he was, so yeah, they formed The Cure. Well, they didn't form The Cure.
Yeah, I mean, he was a teen. The Cure started out as like a teen band, like we all do.
Yeah, so he was 16 when they started in West Sussex, England, in case you didn't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You mentioned Edward Scissorhands. I think he was also inspired. I think The Crow was also inspired by his look.
Oh, that was with the makeup.
Yeah.
Edward Scissorhands was really the hair.
He came up with Robert Smith came up with a great look.
Yeah.
He's still sticking with it. He's 60 and he should, I don't know, should he still stick? I guess, yeah.
It might be a little modified. It might be, I saw him, probably 2 years ago. I saw him. It might be a little modified, the hairstyle.
Didn't I send you something? They're touring. They're like playing some albums, or they're recognizing some like an anniversary or something.
You did?
Didn't I believe they're like touring around. They are touring in Australia. They're playing the Sydney Opera House, and they're going to play Disintegration, the whole album. So we're going to Australia.
Okay, when?
We are. I know, right? Let's see. They are playing in May. Oh, we better get on this.
Oh, I hope we didn't miss our window for cheap tickets to Australia.
The Cure will be playing the record with a full band featuring lead singer Robert Smith of The Cure, Simon Gallup, Jason Cooper, Roger O'Donnell, and Reeves Gabrels.
Reeves Gabrels.
Reeves Gabrels.
That's how I've always heard it.
Reeves Gabrels. I'm sure you're right. Like a lot of bands. I mean, I think this might be an impetus to keep it going. Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Rock Hall, and then like, oh, okay, let's keep this going. Yeah, I mean, usually you get the band together, and it's like, well, we can't stop it now. Let's just, as long as we're together, let's keep it going. So I would imagine they'll go to Australia, they'll play somewhere, and they'll keep playing somewhere. They'll play in the UK,
Los Angeles?
I would think so. Like, Disintegration was huge. I would, and Los Angeles was a huge market for them. So I would imagine that they will do something like that.
Okay. Well,
I'm just imagining.
So we won't waste our money going to Australia?
It wouldn't be
just hoping we could get tickets.
Yeah.
No, standing in front of the venue, maybe some nice person will.
They'll play the Bowl or some
yeah, that's where I saw them.
20,000, the Bowl meaning the Rose Bowl.
Oh.
They did play. Did they play? I know Depeche Mode.
They played the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah. Depeche Mode played the Rose Bowl famously.
I saw them at the Hollywood Bowl too.
The Cure played for Disintegration. They played Dodger Stadium. I remember that. Yeah. So they played around.
Yeah.
They played the big places. They still do. They still can. So, all right. Well, congratulations to all those artists.
Yes, congratulations.
And congratulations to us for finishing this episode.
Yes. Good luck with this one, Dave.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, now I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay. All right, Dave, you can ask me a question from the 1980s rock and roll quiz deck.
All right.
One that I'm sure I might not be able to answer. I may or may not be able to answer.
Oh, we're going through all these. Are these, you pull all the cards?
That's all that's left. Yeah.
All right. We're going to get...
we're gonna
2020, we're going to have to find something new.
We should probably write our own.
Yes.
All right. Ask me. Uh-oh.
All right.
Looks like a multiple choice.
Those are the funnest.
Okay. All right. Give it to me.
All right. Rock the Empire. Name the country of origin of each of the following 80s bands. A, The Clash.
The country?
Yes. What country are they from?
England.
Correct. Britain's smartest punk band, The Clash, were known both for their incendiary...
Incendiary? Or insidious?
I struggle. Incendiary.
You got this, Dave.
Were known both for their incendiary concerts and for working socio-political protests into their repertoire. Oh my God. God
this is not written for radio.
Britain's smartest punk band, The Clash, were known for both their incendiary concerts and for working socio-political protest into their repertoire. Their U.S. popularity peaked with 1982's combat rock, Rock the Casbah, Should I Stay or Should I Go? Oh, my God. Damn you, quiz deck. All right.
Written to read, not to say out loud.
Seriously. B, Cocteau Twins.
Oh, is it...
It's close to England.
Is it somewhere in the UK? Yes. Wales?
No.
Ireland?
No.
Scotland?
Yes. Nice.
Okay.
Cocteau Twins, a trio with no twins and no one named Cocteau, had a unique sound centering on Elizabeth Fraser's mesmerizing voice. I'm going to see her this month. She's singing with Massive Attack, so I can't wait for that.
Oh, fun. Yeah, she does have a mesmerizing voice.
I love her so much.
I know.
They attracted a loyal following, but had only one U.S. hit, 1988's Carolyn's Fingers. Yeah, that was another band that my wife introduced me to. We were in some shop in New York, and they were playing the music overhead, and they were playing the whole album Treasure. And she was like, "What is this?" And so we did some research, and they told us it was the Cocteau Twins. Like, oh, all right. So we bought that, and they've become they've been our favorites. We love them.
That's it. Yeah, that's a great way to discover music.
Yeah,
too. I
sure.
love that.
Just being in the store. That used to happen.
People used to go to stores.
People used to go to stores and ask people what the song was. Now we just Shazam what's happening.
We don't even go to stores. We just order everything on Amazon.
True.
Okay.
Cowboy Junkies.
Were the Cowboy Junkies not from the U.S.?
No. They're kind of a sister country of England.
Canada?
Yes.
Canada?
Alt-country rockers, alt-country rockers, the Cowboy Junkies, formed in Toronto in 1985. Their sophomore album, 1988's The Trinity Sessions, was recorded in a church and received critical acclaim for its mix of originals and well-executed covers, including Lou Reed's Sweet Jane.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. Good times. Okay, last one. Hoodoo Gurus.
Oh, they were from here. Aren't they from Minneapolis?
No.
Were they UK also?
No. think of a place The Cure might be playing.
They're Australian.
Yes. Sydney-bred rockers Hoodoo Gurus released 4 albums in the 80s. 1989's Magnum Cum Louder yielded the band's only U.S. #1 modern rock single, Come Anytime.
No, they had another hit. Didn't they?
No.
I can't believe I'm correcting the 1980s rock and roll quiz day. No, they haven't.
Come Anytime. It's a good song.
No,
I like them. I saw the Hoodoo Gurus with Red Cross in New York when I was living in New York at the time. That was a great 1-2.
Ooh, fun.
I love that. Yes, actually, and the Hoodoo Gurus headlined, which I thought was surprised because I was a huge Red Cross fan. Like, why is this? And then I saw the Hoodoo Gurus and they were great. I remember loving that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I cannot find the song that I thought I was thinking of. Oh, I Want You Back. Remember the song?
That was a good. Oh, very good.
1984, Stone Age Romeos.
That was a good song.
Yes.
Apparently,
I thought it was a hit here.
Apparently, this was their. Well, it says the band's only U.S. #1. So
okay,
maybe,
#1.
Yes, maybe Come Anytime was didn't make it all the way to the top. Maybe it was before. Who knows? Anyway, editing a lot of stuff here, but. Great to see you, Holly.
Very nice to see you, Dave.
All right. Well,
thanks for listening to What Difference Does It Make, you guys.
For sure. Totally. Thanks for listening. Check us out on social media.
Facebook, What Difference Does It Make?
Instagram,
WDDIM Podcast. Twitter, WDDIM Podcast. And tweet us.
Yes. Music will be featured on Spotify, so I always provide the link. So look for that, and you'll hear a lot of the music that we kind of talked about.
Not kind of. We did talk about it.
We actually did talk about it. All right, so until next time, this is Dave.
This is Holly.
Check you later.
Over and out.